There's nothing like playing football during the Thanksgiving holiday, and we fill up the plate in week 3 of the playoffs. 2 postseason foes meet in the quarterfinals again. Can Kennedy avenge last year's loss and knock off top seed Shaw in our game of the week? Another number 1 seed on the West Bank, Carr, tries to beat a 2-time reigning state champ in St. Thomas More. Plus, 2 district rivals battle for a state semifinal berth under the tank. Tonight on 4th Down Friday. Let's start with a rivalry in the Bayou. Vandebilt Catholic and E.D. White facing off in the Division II Select quarterfinals tonight in Thibodaux. A great second half. Terriers trailing in the third quarter. They get back into it. Jack Chestnut with a 21-yard hookup to Ethan Henney. That cuts the E.D. White lead to 17-12. Terriers on the attack again in the fourth quarter. Jalen Coleman showing the speed. He races 21 yards to give Vandebilt an 18-17 lead. So down 1, the Cardinals in the closing minute. Grant Barbera up top to Ben Guidry. He comes down with it, and the stadium goes absolutely nuts. E.D. White wins in the final minute and survives and advances to the state semifinal 23-18. They'll host Leesville next week. You're no turkey if you're playing football after Thanksgiving, and 20 area teams can proudly proclaim that. What up? Welcome to 4th Down Friday. I'm Ricardo, LeCompte. Those teams looking to go from the Elite 8 to the Final 4 in their respective divisions. Shaw and Kennedy battled one another for that honor during last season's Division II Select playoffs. The Eagles edged the Cougars by a touchdown score. And even though Shaw is the top seed in this year's D2 Select bracket, they know Kennedy will put up another tough fight in this year's state quarterfinal matchup. Seth Lewis watched this one at Joe Zimmerman Stadium in Marrero. He joins us live with more on our game of the week. Hey, Seth.
Hey, Ricardo, this showdown between Shaw and Kennedy did not feel like a quarterfinal. It felt more like a championship game, and these 2 heavyweights delivered right to the photo finish. Shaw won this matchup 20-13 last year in the quarterfinals, and this contest was shaping up to be a good one too. It was a long first drive for the Eagles, capped by quarterback Mason Wilson, finding a crease, and then he believes he can fly like MJ, leaping into the end zone for the touchdown that makes it 7-0 Shaw. Second quarter, Kennedy's offense gets going behind Kenneth Chelsea. He picks up this 26-yard gain. He had 3 tough first downs on this drive. And that leads to Amani Darrensburg finding James Evan with the nice snag in the end zone. We're tied at 7. The very first play of the ensuing drive, Shaw fumbles the handoff, and Dominic Ruth is playing hungry hippo because he's hopping on the ball, and they recover at the 26-yard line. And the Cougars would cash in like Caesars. Darrensburg finding James Evans with the nasty toe drag swag for his second touchdown of the day. Kennedy leads 14-7. But right before half, Shaw puts together another long drive, capped by a Wilson 1-yard keeper, and we're tied at 14 at the break. Third quarter, Cougars looking to take the lead on 4th and goal at the 3. Darrensburg is going to be sacked by Ronnie Miller, and Shaw gets out of the jam. Fourth quarter, we're still tied at 14, but Shaw's driving. Wilson finds Gavin Richard on 3rd down to move the sticks. Then a few plays later, it's Wilson keeping up the middle for the 6-yard touchdown. That gives Shaw the 21-14 lead. So Kennedy has less than a minute to work with, but that's no problem for Darrensburg. He rolls out, throws it up, and Jonathan Strouder answers the prayer. That's a 46-yard gain. The Cougs would get to the 6 with 3 seconds left, but Darrensburg is going to be sacked by Caden Valentine, and that is your game. Shaw advances with the 21-14 victory.
Unbelievable game. It's a shame anyone had to lose. Give Kennedy a lot of credit for going down the field like that and throwing the ball into the end zone 3 times. But we played great defense when we had to against a good team.
It means a lot to us. Like, we knew they were going to be a good team, one of the best teams in our bracket. So we knew we were going to have to come out and fight. We knew it would come down to a game like this, but we've been here before. We know what it feels like to win one. We know what it feels like to lose one. And we didn't want to lose one today.
So Shaw is back in the semifinal for the 2nd straight year with another chance to punch their ticket to the Dome. Quarterback Mason Wilson saying that we're excited for the opportunity. We just have to get back in the lab and prepare for Madison Prep. In Marrero, Seth Lewis, WWL, Louisiana.
Hank Turney's guys going back to the state semifinals. All right, Seth, thanks. Carr is regarded as a top program in the state, and with the win tonight, the Cougars will advance to the semifinal round for the third time in the last 4 years. But Carr really wants to win state titles. They haven't done that since 2019. Their opponent, St. Thomas More, is also one of the best programs in the boot. The STM Cougars have won 4 state titles in the past 5 years. The new kids in Division I Select facing the Algiers powerhouse tonight at Moorchef Stadium. Carr Cougars up 7 at half after scoring 21 unanswered, and they keep it going. John Johnson finds Teron Francis out in the flats, and the man-child turns it inside, 30 yards down inside the 10. Then John Johnson punches it in for 6 on the keeper. Cougars extend their lead 28-14. The Carr defense grounded this St. Thomas More offense tonight. They were flying all over the place. Nigel Marshall with the sack. After trailing 14-0, Carr scores 6 TDs unanswered, and they win 42-14. Let's jump over to the Division III Select Bracket. 2-seed Newman hosting 7-seed Catholic New Iberia this evening. Opening drive for the Greenies, Eli Fred. Back to pass, looking long, but that one sails on him. Karen Eugene with the aerial snatch, the INT. Gives it to the Panthers. Catholic inside the 10 now. Luke Landry looking for a white jersey, finds one in the end zone, 6-yard touchdown pass. Panthers up early 6-0. Then opening drive of the second quarter, Panthers up 10-0. Tristan Lewis with the handoff. He crosses the goal line for 6. Newman's season ends with a 31-0 loss to Catholic New Iberia. In the top half of that D3 Select bracket, Joel Sumner making its 3rd ever state quarterfinal appearance. The 4-seed Cowboys welcoming in 5-seed Bunkie to the hole. Kendall Brown showing some of the speed. He gets dragged down from behind, but not before he picks up some big yards and a big first down for the Cowboys. Then later on that drive, Brown gets it again, and this time he finishes off the drive to put Joel Sumner up 6-0. Compton and the Panthers looking to take the lead just before going into the end of the locker room for the half. The handoff, Zion Lee, but he's going to fumble it. It's scooped up by Joel Sumner. Everything going right in the first half, but not so much in the second half. Bunkie comes back and beats Sumner 14-12. Up next, another Tangipahoa Parish school eyes a state semifinal appearance. District rivals Kentwood and Southern Lab tangle under the tank. Highlights ahead, but first, quarterfinal scores from across the state. Don't let the double-digit numbers in front of their names fool you. Kentwood and Southern Lab know what it takes to win a state title. The District 9 1A rivals find themselves facing off in the Division 4 Select quarterfinals tonight. The reigning state champ Kittens beat the Kangaroos 13-8 back on a Thursday night in late October. The two run it back in late November under the tank in Kentwood. Amadi Bickman under center just uses his frame and also with the help of the offensive line to push across the goal line for the touchdown. Kangaroos up 36-14 at that point in the third quarter. Bickham and Kentwood back at it again. This time Bickham calls his own number, 7, throwing up the deuces for 6. Big touchdown as Kentwood goes up 42-14 at that point, and the Kangaroos move on to the state semifinals in the Division 4 Select bracket, winning 50-32. Covenant Christian playing Ouachita Christian in a Division 4 Select quarterfinal game tonight at Nichols John L. Guidry Stadium. Lions running back Carson Abear with a nice run down the sideline. He's going to pick up 30 yards and gets pushed out of bounds right there. But on the very next play, there's a bad snap, and it's recovered by Ouachita's Hunter Traxler. The scoring picked up after a 3-0 first half, and Ouachita Christian ends Covenant Christian's season by the final of 30-14. Now, all 4 of our top seeds in the area advance tonight. They'll be hosting state semifinal games next week. That should be fun, as if we could see all 4 of those teams perhaps play in the Dome for the Prep Classic in 2 weeks. But they're going to have to win their state semifinal games coming up next week. All 4 advancing tonight. Shaw, Carr, Franklinton going on to the state semifinal round. It should be a great one. We're out of time. Join us next Friday night for our final 4th Down Friday of the season. Good night.